If, like me, at times you struggle with your weight, then stick around until the end of this video. Lumen, the world's first metabolic coach, has important insights tailor-made for you. Welcome, fellow warriors, to the fight for America's soul and the well-being of her people. For months, for years, we've heard it wasn't an insurrection. It wasn't an attempt to overthrow the country. It wasn't an attempt to overturn the results of a free and fair, settled American election. You're being hysterical. You're being hyperbolic. And now that Donald Trump has been reelected to office, Grover Cleveland style, they're admitting that it was. And they're gloating, and they're ecstatic. They're beyond the moon excited about that he got reelected even after America witnessed him attempt a coup. And the garbage in America, in spite of it, maybe because of it, reelected him to office. And among these people who are declaring the celebration to begin, Nick Fuentes, the Nazi trash human, the little puke, Twinkie little Nick Fuentes, had this to say on his little stream celebrating the win.
Let's not forget that on January 6, 2021, his supporters, including myself, stormed the Capitol. For legal purposes, I'll say I'd never entered the building, which I didn't. But rhetorically speaking, okay, his supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol in order to stop the transfer of power from the Democrats to the Republicans, just like the media said. The media said he won't admit that he will concede defeat. They said, when we do the election, he must swear that he will affirm the result, because what if he doesn't give up power? And he almost didn't. He never conceded defeat. He refused to concede throughout every constitutional procedural deadline. He challenged the result everywhere, summoned his supporters, and then at the last deadline, he summoned all of his legions to the capital city, where he gave a speech outside the White House and directed them to protest the result outside the Capitol, where it was being tabulated. And they broke in. And now, don't get me wrong. That is a whole other conversation, whether it was organic, whether there were bad actors involved, whether it was a plot. That's an altogether separate discussion. It is true that whether there were some agitators or none, and I think there were some, his real supporters did breach the Capitol. They did break the windows. They did enter. They did beat cops. Okay, that happened. And they sent in the cops, the riot police to break it up. The DOJ arrested thousands of them. And it was after that Trump got elected in he won the popular vote in a landslide after that.
I wonder when I'm going to get sick of saying that this is why we fight. This is why we must fight. He's admitting it. They stormed the U.S. Capitol. That Donald Trump summoned the Legion to stop the transfer of power. Just like the media said, he says. That they beat cops. He admits it. Proudly, gleefully admits it. And Donald Trump won the popular vote. It's high time to admit that a majority of American voters, I mean, there's certainly a contingent out there and a segment of the population that's too apathetic or too disinterested in politics or too too focused and busy living their lives and earning a living and trying to survive that they don't vote. They're not involved in the process. So I'm not going to say it's the majority of the country, but the majority of people who voted are garbage racists who encouraged the attempted coup, who think it's A-OK, who are in ideological agreement with Nazi Nick Fuentes, dinner companion of Donald Trump. This is why we fight. This is why we must. Because if we lay down our metaphorical arms, this is who wins. This is who gets to set the agenda. This is who gets to unfettered run the country with no resistance, with no opposition. And I, for one, will not abide that. You're going to have to take it. You're going to have to fight for it. I invite you to this conversation. You can comment below. Our voicemail line is open, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily@dollemore.com. Please consider supporting independent media. If not this channel, another one. But if it's going to be this one, thank you. I appreciate your consideration. Click the join button below. Become a channel member for $1.99 a month. Patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Wow. It's going to be a wild, wild 4 years. Take care of one another. Be genuine. For many of us, weight can be a struggle. I know it is with me. As we head into the holiday season once again, which for many is the hardest time to stay healthy, I, for one, am determined to stay on target. You guys have certainly seen me through thick and thin. For sure. In appreciation of this support, I would like to share a tool that I've been using to keep me on leaner track. Lumen. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. With just one breath in the morning, Lumen measures your, or in this case, my metabolic flexibility, which is our body's ability to efficiently switch between different fuel sources like carbs and fats. The more flexible your metabolism, the healthier you are, because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does. Optimizing your metabolic health carries many benefits, including improved energy levels, elevated fitness results, superior sleep, and easier weight management. Head to lumen.me/Dollemore to receive 15% off of your purchase and put your metabolic health in your own hands. With one breath, Lumen will give you daily macro recommendations based upon your own biofeedback, allowing you to put yourself in the most ideal state for losing excess fat, gaining muscle, and improving metabolic health. You can also breathe into Lumen before and after workouts and meals to see exactly what's going on in your body in real time. With Lumen giving you tips to keep you at the top of your game. No more one-size-fits-all nutritional strategies. Craft a healthier version of you with Lumen. Head to lumen.me/Dollemore to receive 15% off of your purchase. That's lumen.me/Dollemore. Probably should spell that one too, but I'm not gonna. For 15% off. Breathe out and take metabolic health into your own hands.